All right, we hot. We back here I'm back here in the Lakeside studio by myself. But all last week, I wasn't by myself. We were in Nashville, were we not there, Dustin?
Oh, yeah, we got to spend a week together at the NWTF, and the wives come up on Thursday, but we got to have a little fun before they got there. No, they were fun.
Not that kind of fun, people. Not that kind of fun. No, and I'll tell you what. Go ahead.
We got to work.
Oh, man. If you want to call that fun. And I brought home a lot of toys, but I brought home something. If everybody can't tell, I brought home COVID with me, so I sound a little rough. That's what it is, and I apologize. But it is what it is. And after talking to a few people, apparently a lot of people brought COVID home with them. So there was somebody that was, I don't know, when you see 70,000 people over a 3-day period, somebody's going to have COVID, I guess. A
lot of handshakes. A lot of hugs.
Oh, yeah.
And close proximity. I mean, you pack.
Well, just standing there talking face to face. I mean, it happens.
Hey, but at least nobody wanted to use mouth calls.
No, and you know what, though? I thought I might start saving those and putting them in like a fish bowl.
Yeah.
And offering them free to a good home, for all beginners. And folks,
man, let's talk about the NWTF, man. Once again, if you wanted it, it was there.
There was so much stuff there that I didn't even know I wanted till I saw it.
I know, it's like a kid in a candy shop.
Man, I needed a call pouch. I brought home 3. Now one of them's for a buddy of mine, if I can get it to him. But heck, fire. Here, I already had one long box, but I bought the sweetest sounding long box you could have, I believe.
That's the best sounding long box that I've heard. Anyway,
I feel for sure when we're up in Tennessee, we're going to break that out on one of those windy hillsides.
That thing speaks turkey now.
It does. I just wish I could run it like some of the pros do. But good Lord, we got up there, on a Tuesday afternoon? Well, it really wasn't even afternoon. I guess we got up there about lunchtime, yeah. When it had us a pizza and a little adult beverage, and got a phone call that they were in line, about 12th in line. So we swallowed it on down and run downstairs and back into the convention hall or whatever it's called. And what did we do? We waited for 4 hours? Close to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the most unorganized. If they could make one improvement, that's what it would be.
Yeah, I mean, and then we helped Nick, and then we're talking about it outdoors, Nick and Alex, and they didn't even open the gate for them to back into the dock they were on. We actually had to help them tow their stuff and
in the
roll
rain.
What they had. They would roll down the sidewalk and around the side of the building, and it was a long haul. I mean, I'm glad we were there. We could help them. That's what we were kind of there for.
Yeah.
And then when William and them finally got to pull up, I mean, it'd been raining all day. It was just a nasty day, and
cold and rainy.
Which the way he's got his stuff set up,
that's a machine right there. I mean,
easy peasy getting it in. Now setting it up, that's the first time I've had to set it up, and it does take a few minutes on the setup. It's a little time consuming, but the breakdown and putting it back in the trailer, I mean, he's got that down to the science.
Oh, and I told one of them, I forgot which one I was talking to out there. They said, "What's next?" I said, "Whatever that man says is next." I said, "I don't touch anything till he points where it goes," because he's got it down step by step, exactly where each board lays, what clips to what. It's an amazing.
What strap? He's got it down to what strap goes to. What bungee cord goes to what.
But when you run show to show like he does, you better have it right. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the booth, we done a little bit different setup. It worked out good. It was a lot bigger on the inside, which helped us out.
That was, if I have to say the one improvement he made since I've been helping him at his booth, that was it.
Yeah.
You weren't running into each other trying to get from one side to the other, or if somebody was sitting, taking a break, you weren't in the way. You had
I was amazed at how many people was there on Thursday.
Oh my! It seems like the secret's out. Thursday's not that quiet, kind of do what you want to do day.
No, and then Friday it really picked up, and then Saturday, of course, was crazy. Oh. But Saturday was kind of weird, I mean, it was packed, and then about 1:30, it just started kind of tapering off. And last year on Saturday, it stayed like that until it closed. It was packed. Which a lot of people didn't want to deal with a Saturday, so they come Friday or a Thursday to beat that Saturday crowd. And I think that's one reason, most people have done been there a day or two, and they just, they were kind of done, and some of them probably even went home. But, man, we've seen a ton of people that, that we talked to, some people we know, and we got to kind of join back up and talk to them. Wes Brewer stopped by, him and Mike. And,
yeah, it was good seeing them.
And then your old guiding buddy.
Oh, yeah.
I can never think of his name, but, it's always good to see him. And then we met some people that we've been talking to through social media. We got to meet a few of those guys. And, I mean, overall, it was a great show. I mean, yeah, we bought stuff that we didn't even plan on buying, but I mean, I think all the purchases we made we'll be using this year.
Oh, I do too. Maybe not my tube call. I just ain't got that down pat. But the one thing one thing on my list, Dustin, was the very last thing I bought. You know what that was?
Oh yeah, the alpaca hat.
Well, no.
Oh, your spur gauge.
The spur gauge, man. I wasn't even thinking about the alpaca hat till you mentioned it.
I forgot. We rolled back like quick right at the end of the show.
I mean, they were starting to gather up their stuff. I mean, we was within just minutes of the show closing.
And we had been by that booth about 20 or 30 times probably.
Oh, yeah. I hope I get to use it. My plans are to use it. I just hope I get to. So we'll see.
You can get your steps in at that show for sure.
Oh yeah, yes.
Man, Mossy Oak had a huge booth. I mean, I don't know. I think that was bigger.
They took
than
up
what
the
they
whole back corner of that area back there.
And they had a nice setup. Everything was, they brought a lot of stuff and set it up really nice, which, I mean, those guys worked. They were working on that Tuesday before we even got there.
Oh, and
yeah. They worked right up until opening, I'm pretty sure. But, I mean, we got to see Lauren. Nice touching base with her and
the boys.
Figuring out the mystery of the Sasquatch Cup. And,
that was funny. That was funny. That it kind of got mixed in with the Christmas gifts, and they didn't know who got it or sent it or whatever. I guess it got took out of the box is all I could figure. Because I swear I stuck a little note inside there, and it should have had, if it had been in the box, it would have had my return address on it. So it is what it is, and I'm just glad they figured that out.
I'm just curious to how much better they can make it, and next year's the 50th.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen next year?
Oh, it's going to be big. It's got to be. I don't know what they can do. I'll tell you what I want to do though. I want to spend more time at some seminars or watch some of the calling competition. It's just we stay so busy at that booth, it's hard to break away to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know a lot of the callers. We know some, and the ones we do know, I mean, Jimmy done good. Sawyer done really good. That's the first time he's competed at that level.
And he came in, what, fourth?
Fourth.
That's
and they had
saying a lot.
And they had several poles this year. So I mean, I think if he keeps going, he's going to be a force to reckon with.
Oh, he's already better than his daddy.
Well, and Nick done really good.
Oh, he did.
Mean, I think Nick's going to keep pushing it to where I think he's going to take the big trophy home one of these days. I mean,
I certainly hope so.
Every year he's moving on up a little bit, and
he seemed a little more. He wasn't as tight. Last year, I think he was just tight, real nervous.
I think he was super nervous
this year. Yeah. They do so many of these calling things now around getting qualified and doing that kind of thing that, I don't think it's quite. I know it's got to be nerve wracking when you're on that stage there, but
absolutely,
I couldn't do it. I'm not going to do it.
No, and kudos to the guys that do.
Oh yeah, and Alex's hero and buddy Dave Owens took it all this year. He won the senior division.
He's a heck of a caller.
I'll give him that. He can call. And I mean, I don't know if you've ever just listened to him, some of his runs he's made before. I know Cuz had one of them on that last podcast, part 2 of when he had Dave on there, but the man's talented when it comes to that.
Oh yeah.
But he'll tell you, that's a minute part of the hunt, and woodsmanship's the most important part of it. And I agree. I've always agreed with that. If you don't know where you're at, the turkey's in the lead. He's got you because he knows exactly where he is, and he knows exactly where you are. So,
and it depends on what his temperature is like too.
Yeah,
I mean,
but how many times
you get a bird?
How many times you've been calling one, and he just won't come in, and you might be at a new spot or a piece of woods you've never been on, and finally he leaves, and you find out, there was a ditch right there or a creek or a blowdown. He just wouldn't come around. You didn't know about. You might have could have said it.
I hunted a bird for 3 weekends like that.
That ain't the one you told the story about, is it? That ain't the one that was in the pen.
No. I mean, just like you say, I'm bad to not, just trunk the woods up. And our land that I used to hunt, it had I didn't even know it was there. It was more like a drainage ditch. And I knew that our property kind of went to there and then it ended, but I didn't know because the timber changed. But I had never been down there and knew that drainage ditch was as big as it was and as deep as it was. And 2 weekends in a row, I called that bird up. And same bird. I mean, same pattern. I knew it was the same bird. And he would get out there and he would just hammer. And I was like, man, this bird ain't but like 75 yards, maybe even less than that. But it was so thick, I couldn't see him, Yeah. He done that to me two weekends in a row. And then on that second weekend after he done it to me, I said, I'm walking out there. I got to see what's holding this bird up or, where he's at. I was just looking for sign of maybe where he had been struck because I knew he was there, and it's a little deep runoff right there. So that was on Sunday. I went home, worked all week, and I thought I got him figured out for next weekend, and I did. I mean, he come just like he always did down to the bottom, and I worked him. As soon as he started coming down, I went back up and started working you from the top. And it took me almost 2 hours to get him back up there. But when he got back up, they got to take a ride in the turkey hearse.
There you go.
So, but I mean, that the terrain like you're talking about, if I would have known that drainage ditch was there, I could have done the same thing a week prior to that and been done, hopefully got him.
Oh yeah.
And without shooting a tree, But yeah, I mean, that woodsmanship and I mean, for people that hadn't been there, and we've got better at that. We've hunted a lot of land we've never hunted before the last few years because we're doing this traveling thing now. And we depend a lot on OnX. You do a lot of homework. If we know what area we're going to start in, you know, a lot of times we've got parking places kind of maybe already marked and stuff. And, you know, all that satellite scouting that's really a game changer.
It is a game changer when you're traveling somewhere you've never been. Of course, if I'd known how to read a topo when we went to Nebraska, I would realize we were in the bottoms and not on top. I, for some reason, thought all that was going to be just flat ground with a few ditches running through it.
Well, same. And I mean, I still don't even know what to call those. I mean,
I don't either.
I think at one time they were big washes, you know, and now they're ravines or something, you know.
There's something you don't want to fall off the side of. I know that.
No, in Hawaii, you'd call that a gulch.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how to explain it, but I do know that the birds fly up.
Yes,
on
they do.
top. I do know that. and I'm not going to say if we ever make it to Nebraska again, because I know we're going, because we really enjoyed that area and the little town and all that. So I know we're going to go back eventually, but I bet we have a better plan when we go back out there.
Oh, most definitely.
We'll know we need to be on top. So
I know where I'll be at daylight too. I know where I'll be parking at least one morning.
Yeah, we got a good starting point anyway.
Well, did you see or speak to anybody you was really wanting to?
Well, I will say, you were going around getting your book signed. I was trying to do some photos for you and stuff like that. But probably the one person that you and I both talked to that I really enjoyed, because that's probably the most time that I've ever spent with him, was Harold Knight.
Yes. That man he's pure gold.
Man, that era of men, that's what me and you were talking about, you know, the Harold Knights, the David Hills, and the Eddie Salters. And I mean, they are just down to earth, love to carry on a conversation about turkey hunting with anybody and everybody, you know, take time to take photos with kids. Man, you got a little clip of Harold working with that kid on that call.
I wish you'd have recorded just a little bit more of that.
Well, you know, I didn't start when he first started, and then I was like, oh, this might be a good clip. But, you know, I mean, that kid, he's so lucky. I mean, Harold Knight hand-tuned
his call.
Push call for him. Yeah.
And gave him a lesson.
I mean, yeah, he went and got the sanding block and tuned it for him.
That's what impressed me.
I thought,
you know, well, I mean, you and I were talking to him, and we got on a subject he wanted to talk about, but that little boy walked up, and he told us just step aside and let him handle that little kid. And we did, and I'm so glad he did it that way. I mean, it raised my whole level of respect for that man, you know, 100 times more than what I had, which I already had as much as you could, you know, I thought you could. Shows you what a good person should be. I mean,
well, and we, you know, and what we stood by for that he was wanting to show us, that was well worth it too.
Oh, most definitely.
I mean, it's not very often that you get to go over to Harold Knight's personal call bag and him pull out and show you calls.
He uses.
You know, I mean, that don't happen very often. So,
although I was praying he was going to pull out one of them and say, "Here, take that with you," but that didn't happen.
Yeah,
I'd have fell out on the floor.
I'd still like to know where he got the little apparatus for his call. That was really neat.
We'll find that out one day.
Yeah,
because I hope we have him on the podcast. I believe we will down the road.
Yeah. He seemed like he's more than willing to come on and do a podcast, and hopefully we can get something set up on that pretty soon, because that would be a great one.
Oh yeah.
But that was my one person that we got to talk to, or you know, and conversate with, that I mean I really enjoyed. I mean that's the most time I've ever spent around him.
Yeah.
So
I'll
it was
tell
really
you.
cool.
You know, love him or hate him, Will Primos, he took plenty of time with me, standing there talking, and you know, the one guy that was kind of ahead of me, I bet he signed 12 books for that guy. You know, he signed my book and carried on. I mean,
well,
that's what the whole show's about anyway. Yeah.
Everybody's just there to talk turkey and just enjoy the fellowship and the camaraderie. I mean, you know, it don't matter if you've never even killed a bird. This is your first year to turkey hunt, or if you've been doing it for 40 years. I mean, everybody there is talking turkey.
Well,
and it's really neat.
Did I tell you, I think me and Rebecca was going down the hallway. Maybe it was me and you, or, you know, headed toward the bathroom, that 14-mile walk. But, was going back that way, and somebody, it was a man and a woman, and he said, you know, I don't even turkey hunt. They must have been dating. Because she said, then what are we doing here? And he said, it's the place to be. And he's really right. I mean, not only, you know, all these guys, yes, they're the OGs, you know, the Will Primoses and Toxies and all, you know, Cuz Stricklands and Harold Knights of the world. They're the OGs of this. But if you were raised up in it, they didn't just kill turkeys, they killed everything. Now, they may be a master at the craft of killing turkeys. But if you like to deer hunt, there was plenty of deer hunting on Mossy Oaks Hunting the Country. You know, Primos, they killed everything. You know, they hunted every animal that you could think of. Even David and Harold Knight, when they had their show on, it wasn't just turkeys. It was everything. So, and I believe David, I think he enjoyed elk hunting more than he did turkey hunting. He's a big elk hunter. So I think Will Primos the same way. He'd just as soon go. Of course, an elk is just a 1,000-pound furry turkey, the way you hunt them, it looks like. I've never got to hunt them, so I don't know.
Don't know if we will, but that's definitely something that we keep talking about more and more. I mean, I'd like to do it one time anyway.
I'd love to try it. I mean, we may just have to buy a cow tag and go to Colorado and give it a whirl one fall, because you can still buy a cow tag over the counter. So, hey, now I'd love to have. I don't know what I'd do with a set of horns like that. I've got nowhere to put it. So I'm after the meat anyway. So I'd love. There ain't nothing better eating than elk that I've ever had.
Elk. Man, elk's good, and you get so much meat.
Well, heck yeah!
I mean, you know, when you get a deer, you're a little bit stingy with it, but you get an elk, you can share that with the family. It's a lot, you know.
Oh, yeah, I would think, other than a moose, that's probably the biggest game animal in North America you could kill that you would normally eat.
Right. Well, I can say we were there for Valentine's, and I think me and you, we done the best we could.
I think it was, you know, what we did was appreciated. Definitely unexpected. I mean, it really wasn't nothing, and sometimes that's the best gift you can do, you know, when they don't really expect anything. But we got them some flowers and little stuff. Yeah.
Had them some candies they liked.
That's exactly right.
They showed up on Thursday, put their stuff at the place we were staying at, and then you had it staged up. So when they come in, their flowers were there, and I don't think they expected it at all. I don't either. They figured we were just running rapid at the NWTF.
And really we were. If we had waited till after the show started, we'd have never got it done. I'm glad we went that was that. When did we do that? Second morning?
We went Wednesday. Yeah. Wednesday morning. Yeah. Kept them refrigerated. We're done good.
I think we did real good. So, I know the flowers I got her, they're still out downstairs, although I hadn't been downstairs much to see them since I've been relegated to quarantined upstairs for the most part.
Yeah, she's got you on lock, man. so you don't get around her.
And God help me, if she gets it, I'll never hear the end of this.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm kind of surprised. We all rode together. We shared, a house and all that.
We drank tasted each other's drinks that one day.
Oh, we went out to the Valentine's, yeah.
Well, I'm talking about at the little Mexican joint.
Yeah, that was Valentine's Day.
Oh, was that Valentine's Day?
Remember Rebecca's had a heart in the top of it.
Oh, that's right. There. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'll be honest with you. I really felt fine up until late at night, Sunday night. I mean, when I got home, we had the bad storms here. Power was out. So I rolled the generator out, got it all wired up, flipped the breakers that needed to be flipped. Cranked that baby up, went down on the dock, made sure, everything was still secure down there. And, I did my normal stuff around the house. I had my plans for Monday, what I was going to do Monday, but I'm going to tell you, somewhere along midnight or so when I woke up, I knew. First, I thought it was just going to be a head cold, and that's what it sounds like. But when I got up Monday morning, I knew there was something wrong. I was starting to get achy, and I thought, well, is it the flu? And then my head was pounding. I said, this ain't the flu. This is stupid COVID. So we got some of those home tests, and I went ahead and did it, and sure enough, positive. So it is what it is. I hope to go to work. Let's see, this thing will come out, I don't know, whatever day on that Monday. I hope I'm the Thursday before, because today is Wednesday, isn't it? I've lost track of the days. Yeah. I'm hoping to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to do my best. I may not get there dead on time. I don't know if I'll stay all day, but I've got to get in town and do some. I can't do everything I normally do just from home, sitting on the computer.
Right.
But it is, it is what it is.
We did meet or make a hopefully a lifetime friend this time too. Matt's really cool.
We're talking about Matt Newton. Was that his last name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes.
He's a.
I don't know. Are we going to talk about that now? And that's fine.
That's up to you.
No, it's fine with me. I think we can. I think people will be happy to finally hear it. So you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I've done all the begging. I'm going to let you do the announcing.
Well, how does it go? The wait is over.
Isn't there a song called that? We should have played that. Wasn't there an 80s song? The wait is over. I've been there all the time, or whatever it was. I'll see if I can't find. Well, it's so hard to get the license. I would say I'd play it at the end of the podcast, but I don't know if I could. But go. So, in talking with a good friend of ours, Roger, you're the one that brought it up. A good friend that's a heck of a turkey hunter. He's an author and a Mossy Oak pro staffer from long time ago.
I think he said like 20 years.
He told me he's the one that I think got David in it. He set it all up for them. Anyway, you made mention to him.
Well, I talked to Roger, and we knew he was pro staff and all that, and I got talking to him. And I said, man, me and Anthony, we've been on this journey. We're wanting to make pro staff for Mossy Oak, but how do we do it? How do we go about doing it? He said, let me talk to my regional director and see what all states he covers. And, if he covers Alabama, I'll try to get with him and maybe get y'all interviewed or whatever. And if he doesn't, he can get us in touch with the right people. And, about that time, Matt, his regional director, walked around the corner, just Lord and behold. And Roger's like, hey, I know two guys that would make great pro staff for Mossy Oak. And he said, well, who's that? And he pointed at me and you, and he said, Dustin and Anthony would do good. And Matt said, well, let me get y'all's email address. And it wasn't long. We got an email.
Yeah. I mean, I about fell out.
Yeah. After all the begging and the research and just trying to figure out how do you go about it. And which Matt and Roger explained that to us, you would kind of get on the internet, do some things, fill out some stuff, and, and they would contact you and all that. But, now a lot of it, you basically have to have somebody vouch for you, and, so, Roger vouched for us, and of course David, and, we talked to Matt got to knowing us.
Yeah. We all hit it off great. I mean, but how don't,
Matt got to listen to some of our podcasts.
he was still laughing about that. I talked to him today because I was trying to register for that event. And he said, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but now that he's tuned ours on, as soon as he turns on the radio, that's what it goes straight to. I don't know how many he's listened to, but it was like every one of them, y'all are begging. I said, well, that was part of the plan. First, it started out as kind of, that's what we wanted to do. Then it turned into like, something to do every end of every show. He said, well, who?
It kind of started out as a joke, really.
Yeah, really, it did.
But it turned into more serious, because we
went all the way to West Point. We went all the way to West Point, looked at the queen of podcasting right in the eyes. And I asked her face to face. And it didn't happen. So, I'd kind of give up on the deal, to be honest with you. I'm still going to do it, just because it becomes such a part of the show. That's what he asked me today. He said, what are y'all going to do now? I said, we're going to turn our attention to an ammo company. And he just died laughing. Hey, it's like putting a message in a bottle. If you're on a deserted island, you just keep putting them in that bottle and throwing them out there. Hopefully one day it'll wash up on the right shore. So
yeah, maybe somebody will find it.
I mean, we're going to call out 2 or 3 ammo companies and hopefully get a bid more going. I'd love for it to be, the big Apex, since I'm collecting all their boxes and shoot their shells now, but I'm not against anybody else. There's a lot of good ammo out there.
Yeah.
So
there's some small startup companies that's really putting out some good ammo that we've been reading up on, and people's been bragging on. But I mean, I'm tickled to death. I mean, it finally happened.
It happened.
We got we done our testing and we passed it.
Man, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know you was going to have to do all that. I understood doing a little bit of stuff. But I mean, it ain't graded on the same scale. You got to make at least 90 on that thing. So. Yeah.
And it was interesting. There was a lot of good literature that I was reading over. Some stuff I knew kind of, and some I didn't. So, about the,
I didn't know anything really about the production stuff, that was interesting.
No, I didn't either. Yeah. Yeah. And there's it's crazy how many people that, they're affiliated with as far as different groups and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it was interesting. And I mean, I'm sure as this goes on, there'll be some updates, and we'll learn even more about the company. So, the company that we support, and we apparently help build, because I'm constantly ordering something from the Mossy Oak store.
Oh, I feel like I put one of them boys through college for Toxie over the years. I've bought enough stuff. That's what I was telling.
Well, if everything goes right and you get feeling better, you'll be over that way soon.
That's my plan. I'm hoping I feel good enough to be down at Woods and Water Saturday. What will it be? The 22nd? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the 22nd. They're going to be they're having a 2-day show there, Friday and Saturday. And I thought it was just Saturday, but Roger told me they were coming in Thursday night. So I told him, I said, I doubt I'd make it down Friday because I haven't been to work. If I'd worked all week, I might have just kind of snuck on down there Friday, at lunchtime or something. But I know I'm going to have to work. So I'll get down there Saturday morning if all works out. And then a week or so later, excuse me, people. I said people. And, March, 7th is Mark's Outdoors Turkey Day. And so we'll be working that, or I will be. You'll be working. I don't know if I'll get to stay there all day long, but I'll do my best. And then that following Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is, Saturday, I think, that's when they're having that call makers deal at Mossy Oak store at West Point. I know I'm going to that. If I don't make anything
we tried our best to go last year, but we didn't find out about it in time.
Yeah, but we had to go scout turkeys.
That's another thing. We'd already planned to go to Tennessee and Kentucky.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think we'd have done them both if we'd have made, we'd have went to West Point and then turned around, drove to Tennessee and then up to, I guess we could have went to Kentucky that night and got up and done our thing.
It would have been a long day. I'm sure we could have.
My God, yeah. We took the back roads between Tennessee and Kentucky. That was a long ride. Fun ride, but a long one.
Yeah. Yeah, and it rained that whole time.
Got to see a lot of the Land Between the Lakes land I'd never seen before.
Yeah, because I'd never come in that way either. So. But
yeah, it's official. We made it.
We're on the list.
We're on the list. I might get that tattooed across parts of my body unknown.
Yeah.
Get me a little mossy oak tree right on the left buttock.
Just branded.
Yeah.
Just branded.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the tattoo either, but But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I had one of the best times I've had up there this past week at the show. I mean, not only doing the Mossy Oak stuff, but I mean, just like I said, seeing the people. Sorry, I had to hit the old cough button. I was about to gag right there. But actually running into people that had listened to our podcast, I mean, that was pretty cool. Yeah. So we saw what
hopefully we got a few new listeners. I mean, we tried to promote, and
I believe we will. It might be too long till we have our own booth somewhere. If we'd have known, we'd took over that and by the Talk About It boys, or Chasing Weekends. I'm going to start referring to them as Chasing Weekends because I think that's really the way they want to go. Because, them people bought that booth and never showed up. My goodness.
That, for what those booths cost, I was surprised about that. They must have been somebody sick or something. I mean, they just couldn't make it.
Had to be. And then the Bruton people, they left.
We did.
Yeah, what?
We locked in our Iowa, Missouri hunt for 2026.
Oh, we sure did. 2026. So we already got that. That hunt.
If we can just draw tags.
Yeah.
for Iowa, which we did put in our preference point.
Hopefully we
this
will.
Year. So hopefully we'll get it. I'm excited, man. Those are really, really nice people. I enjoyed talking with the owner and of Whiskey Ridge, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. And he's supposed to be navigating the dates as we get closer, because we're going to hunt both states at one time. So, or not at one time, but during the same hunt.
And how cool is it going to be to finally get to hunt with Roger? I mean, we shows together and we talk turkey, and Roger's like a fountain of knowledge. I mean, he is definitely a dedicated turkey hunter. There ain't no doubt.
Oh, no doubt
But
whatsoever.
Roger's like the Dos Equis guy, though. I mean, there's so much about Roger that I would have never thought. Like his art side, and that guy can paint.
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy can draw. He's an interesting guy. He really is.
Kind of quiet.
I
so
talked
you
to
don't
him.
think too much. Yeah, it's
I talked to him almost an hour on my drive back to work from Nashville Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he left before. We barely missed him, but he left right before, we talked to William, and I just wanted to call and, kind of tell him bye, and we enjoyed it or whatever, and we talked, of course, we talked turkey for a while, but, and then I texted him on Monday and told him happy birthday. He only missed that by a day while being at the show, so.
Yeah, I knew it was his birthday, but man, I'm going to tell you, I was sick. I'll apologize to him for not wishing him happy birthday. And I doubt he listens to the podcast, but sorry, Rod. I didn't feel, if it was my birthday, I wouldn't even thought about it, to be honest with you, because I was feeling pretty crummy by, I don't know, 11, 12 o'clock Monday. I was just, when you and I talked for just a minute, and then you got a call. I don't know what happened. I held on until the phone went dead. So, but as soon as I got home, I just went and piled back up on the couch. I told her, I said, I'm not moving. And she said, well, get comfortable because you ain't going to sleep downstairs tonight. I said, well, okay. So I've been sleeping
I've got one of the most
crappy couches.
dreaded birthdays coming up Friday.
Oh, just a youngin'. How are you going to be, 44?
44.
Oh, 44.
Yeah.
That's Dirty Harry birthday.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see what 44 brings.
Just wait till it's 54. Hell, mine will be in May and I'll be 60. So what does that tell you? I ain't no 9-year-old. When you turn 60, you can't say 60's a new 50. 60's, you're just 2 years away from Social Security. All right. That's what that's the only thing I got left to look forward to. Social Security. If it's there, which I got faith in my man Elon. He's rooting out the corruption, might get a raise.
Yeah.
They're talking about sending out rebate checks for all this money he's finding.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if the Democrat would take it. The ones that are all against this. Yeah, I wonder if they cashed a check.
I got a pretty good feeling.
I do too. But,
knowing our luck, they get theirs first.
You're right. I just hope they put some kind of gates or blocks up where this thing can't happen no more. I mean, it's just got out of hand. I mean, they don't need that money if they can do that with it. We're taxed to death. I didn't mean to get on the soapbox of political talk and taxes, but it's the truth. I'd have a lot more money to turkey hunt on if they weren't wasting it and left it in my pocket.
Yep.
But regardless, I don't know. I do want to, the National Wild Turkey Federation, man, I just want to say they put on one heck of a show.
Yep. The transformation is something else.
It's something to see and I know most people don't see that, but when you walk into this giant open concrete floor, and metal halide lights or whatever it is up there, and there's nothing but a few lines on the floor and some curtains hanging here and there, and then see it 24 hours later, it's unbelievable.
It's a transformation.
And then if you're in there 2 or 3 hours after it closes, I mean, it's almost gone. I know there's still people that comes back the next day, but holy crap.
It's in destructive stage at that point. They're still just laying everywhere.
It's like what is it when they have lose a nuclear weapon, broken arrow? That's what it's like. As soon as they say the show is closed, you might as well say broken arrow because everybody goes crazy.
There's stuff. All of a sudden, you're just seeing boosts come down.
It's crazy.
You're like, wow. I know that group across from us, I'm talking about as soon as he said that, drills come out of nowhere. The little metal roof started coming off of their
Well, I mean, we had an alarm set ourselves to take a screw out of the wall. So, you know, I don't know. It's just, it's amazing to me.
A lot of nice booths there this time, though, man. People put a lot of work into those. They look really nice and some really cool displays there.
They were.
Really cool.
But like I said, everybody there I don't know all the big wigs with the National Wild Turkey Federation, although we did meet a few. Matter of fact, got one of them sign my book. To let's see, who all signed my book this time? We had
Will Primus.
Will. We had Toxie. I already had Harold and Cuz. I had Ernie. Oh, what's Ernie's last name over there with Quaker Boy? He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
It's something with a C.
And
it's almost like an Italian name.
Who else? I got somebody else to sign it, I thought. It wasn't just 3 people.
Oh, yeah. Billy Arvis.
That's right. Dadgummit. And I wouldn't even known he was standing there if you hadn't said, get your book. So.
Is that all we got?
I swear I'm missing somebody. I don't have my book with me. It's in there in the house, right? Open it up. But the back of it's full. I'm going to have to start getting the front signed. I may let the young boys start signing it, the Dave Owens of the world signing the front. Some of the hunting public guys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's ruining hunting for the rest of us. I'm just kidding, Nate.
Oh, I don't know if he signed it. Did you get Shane to sign it? Shane Simpson?
I sure did. Didn't I get him to sign it? Yeah. He signed it. Shane. That's who we were missing. I had him sign it.
Yeah. Because we stood and talked to him for an hour.
We had a good long conversation with him. Now that's a down to earth guy. I mean, he's
sitting there talking about trying to fix his old hunt ride, or whatever, and everybody else is pulling up in 2024, 2500s and stuff, and he's talking about, man, I drove my old Lincoln Navigator down here, or whatever. I guess he spends more of his money on turkey hunting too. I can't blame him.
Nope. No, there's nothing more exciting for me to hunt.
When we had him on the show, I mean, that guy works full-time job and puts in like a lot of hours.
Sure does.
He's not. And then
he's not strictly. He's not a full-time hunter. If you know what I mean.
No,
he's not like a Dave Owens is now, or some, that they concentrate 24/7, 365 on turkeys and deer and that kind of thing.
No, he's making calls and he's got that tractor thing going. I mean, he's got a lot on his plate. He stays plenty busy.
Oh, most definitely.
But I'm just glad he took enough time out of his schedule to oblige us on a podcast last year. I mean, that was really cool. But I've been watching him for a long time.
Well, it tells you a lot when he's listed in those 5 or 6 people that Cuz Strickland puts out the 20 questions, what's your secret sauce or whatever it is, this upcoming series he's about to do, which I could kick myself in the butt that we didn't think of something like that, but I don't know if we have the contacts to contact people like he did. But we're slowly building that. I mean, we already, we got some pretty good contacts. I mean, it's just like Todd said with Hunter's All Game, you take care of the outdoor, world, and they'll take care of you. I believe it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You shun them, you're going to be shunned. But, so, anyway, I know we're running. It ain't been super long, but just getting on up there. And I know it's getting late for you. I'm starting to run out of voice. But I didn't even think of a turkey story to tell this week. Although it's been your turn for the last 2 times anyway, and I'm sure you
Well, I told one earlier in the podcast.
Oh, my God. That's not really a story. But if that's what you want to claim as one, we'll claim it as one.
Hey, it is when you've been after him for 2 weeks, and on the 3rd week, you finally get him and didn't kill a tree.
That's before you started killing trees.
I think you want me to tell more tree killing stories. And I've got a few, so...
All I know is I'm going to start wearing safety glasses when I hunt with you.
Yeah. I mean, because bark could go anywhere. It could go anywhere.
It sure could. But
we got some stuff in the works, and, it's about to be hunting season just right around the corner, so I know that's going to be action-packed, and hopefully we've got plenty of
I've got 2 or 3 more people. Hopefully we got semi lined up to come on and talk turkey before turkey season gets here. So
yeah,
I think, I think this podcast had to be done. I know it's going to be a week after really 2 weeks after the show, if you want to get down to it, but, we had to talk about it. It was one of our highest rated shows we did last year, and that was one of our earliest podcasts. So I know people wanted to hear about it, and I'll post a few pictures, of the junk we got. Oh, we forgot one important thing tonight.
I know where you're going with this.
About the call?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We received it's one of the, I don't know how to explain it. I was shocked and really honored that Christopher Allen King made a call, one of one, kind of a, what do you call it? A prototype call.
Yeah.
And wanted us to have it. It's going to, hopefully before I leave here tonight, I'm going to go ahead and try to find a place to put it up here since I've run out of room in my little call thing. But, yeah, he made us a call, a glass over walnut. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful call. And I thought it sounded great. I mean,
yeah. I didn't know what he had up his sleeve. He said, I brought something for you guys. Give me just a minute. And we got over there and he pulled it out and he goes, I'm thinking, what? And he said, yeah, I brought this for you guys to put in your studio.
That's what. Oh, yeah. That don't sound bad to me. Does it sound bad to you?
No, not on this end.
Yeah, that's it. But yes, I love it and was thrilled that he thought enough of us that, he could have gave that to anybody. He could just hand it to somebody walk by. But
he could have hung that on his wall.
He sure could have. So we're going to I'd like to have him back on. We might have him on one night before turkey season.
No, that's going to happen
just to talk calls. I'd like to know where did you hear anything about his competition? I didn't. So.
No, I didn't. So.
Yeah, we'll have to have him back on.
Catch up on that.
Well, we will definitely do it, but a big shout out and thank you to Christopher Allen King. King's Custom Calls, isn't that what he goes by?
Yeah.
So, and we do appreciate that call. And it's going, like I said, it's going to go right up there on the shelf. And it's already scratched, so we may have to tote that. One of us have to carry that with us. At least give it a shot out there in the woods. Say it's been hunted with. Because I don't know if I'll ever get that. I bought that 30th anniversary from Legacy Williams. I don't know. It's hurt my soul to scratch that call up, but it also seems like I see them when they're made and you don't hunt with them.
Yeah. Yep. It does.
And I guess I don't have much more unless you want to call out an ammo company or two. I don't have anything else to go, I'll be back to my normal self, I hope, by next week. I'll have me a list.
And you never know who we might have next week.
Well, I don't know who. Yeah, you're exactly right. We don't know who will be on there. Have a couple of ideas. It's just whoever we can get worked it on the schedule. But anyway, I do want to tell everybody I appreciate them. This will be episode 50, I think. I'm almost positive.
We've been trying to get to this episode for a while.
I think it's fitting that it's just me and you talking about the convention being our 50th episode. I mean, we hadn't made a big deal. I don't generally make big deals. You know, if we was on episode 200, that might be something, or maybe 100. But, you know, I think it's kind of it's a milestone for us. Who would have thought? You know?
Yeah. We're hanging in there.
Yeah, hanging in there. I hope we're getting a little better. We've made a few people laugh. I know Matt says he laughs every time he gets in his truck now. So we're going to give him something new to laugh about, because I'm going to get hard and heavy on some ammo companies. And then we'll figure out somebody else to put smoke on too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I guess I'm about ready to call it a night. I know you've been freezing to death and soaking wet. So
it has been wet snow all day today here. I mean, just all day.
Well, we had a light dusting here, but that's about it. It was gone by 10 o'clock, melted away, but it's still cold as. Well, I can't say what cold as it is. Crows a frog's butt on a frozen pond. I'll leave it like that. But I do will on the 50th episode, I will tell everybody that's listened to us, stuck with us, didn't turn us off when we've been boring, and told a friend that I appreciate every one of you.
Absolutely.
I hope they go out and tell some more people, share us with their friends, and go out there and give us a rating, a good rating. Don't give us a bad rating. Lie. It don't hurt nothing to lie. Not about that. God ain't going to hold that against you. So
we're trying to move on up.
That's right. We're like the Jeffersons. We moving on up.
Yeah. Yep.
We just dated ourselves right there. So some of them young kids are, who's the Jeffersons? What's the Jeffersons? So
what's the deal with that?
That's right. Well, all right. I guess until next week, I'm going to call it a night. If you're good with it.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
We'll see you next week. Meeting Two Nation.